Man, what's up? What's happening? You already know who it is and what it is. It's your boy Q Walker of Beyond the Game doing a special Tuesday episode since we didn't get to shoot a show yesterday. So before I bring on my first guy, I want y'all to take a look at what he got on his head. So let me go on just without further ado, bring my dude on. We got Hot Dog, aka the Hood Love Me, with the bag over his head for his Dallas Cowboys. Man, I'm gonna let you go ahead and introduce yourself, Hot Dog. Man.
You know what it is, Hot Dog, a.k.a. the saddest man on the planet right now, a.k.a. I root for a garbage organization. Special Tuesday coming at you. Let's get it, man.
Well, you got the thing on your head, my guy. So let's just get right on into it and talk about your Dallas Cowboys and the collapse. Really, not even a collapse or a crumble yesterday, but they failed to advance in the postseason yet again. So, Hot Dog, let's get right on into it, my guy. Because I want to hear a lot about what you say. But let me give you my take real quick on the Dallas Cowboys and who is to blame for their loss yesterday. As Andrew is laughing at the thing you got on there. Hold on, let me see what you got on it. What does it say? Sell the team, Jerry, Kellen Who, number 4, and what's on the other side? Hold on. What's that say? I can't see it.
Head coach wanted.
Head coach wanted.
Number 4 ain't it.
Number 4 ain't it. Oh man. So Hot Dog, he got the change, he got the thing over his head. But for me, who's to blame for the Dallas Cowboys loss yesterday? A lot of people want to place the blame on Dak. Some people have placed it on Zeke. A lot of people place it on the defense for not doing what they need to do against the San Francisco team, who has Jimmy G as their quarterback. But we'll get to that a little bit later. For me, I'm placing the blame, 75% of the blame on Mike McCarthy, but not for the reasons why people think. People might want to say Mike McCarthy because of his play calling and things of that nature. But for me, it goes way beyond that. For me, it is about the penalties that occurred during the game. To me, that is a discipline issue. Now, penalties are going to get called throughout the game. It is what it is. And refs are going to blow calls during the game. It is what it is. But the Dallas Cowboys were the second most penalized team in the NFL. So to me, he allowed this to happen all season long, and it finally caught up to him and bit him in the butt when it mattered the most. So to me, he didn't coach this team to be more disciplined throughout the season. So it led to them ultimately getting, well, I think it was a Cowboys record, 15 penalties called against them Sunday.
It was 14. I think 14, it was a playoff. Okay. It wasn't just a Cowboys record. It was a playoff record.
Oh, it was a playoff record. Okay, so I thought it was a Cowboys record. So it was a playoff record, 14 penalties for the Cowboys. So for me, I'm placing it on Mike McCarthy for not having his guys more disciplined and teaching them to be more disciplined throughout the season to alleviate some of those penalties that can help them win a ball game. So for me, that's who I'm placing the blame on. I'm interested to see what Hot Dog got to say. Who's to blame for the Cowboys loss for you, Hot Dog?
Getting a little hot in here, man. So I'm going to evenly spread it out. Mike McCarthy, I believe, deserves a lot of the blame. I believe Dak deserves a lot of blame because Dak missed a lot of wide open players. It wasn't that these receivers weren't doing their job. These guys were wide open. Schultz was wide open 4 or 5 times Sunday. Dak missed them all day. Mm-hmm. Mike McCarthy, I don't have a problem. I know I had Kellen Who on my head. I didn't have a problem with Kellen's play calling. I think Kellen called a good game. It's just execution was the problem. And it's like you said with Mike McCarthy. I believe an NFL coach needs to be feared. That's like, in my opinion, the most feared coach in NFL is Mike Tomlin. And you notice they are one of the least penalized teams in NFL year in and year out. So you look at Mike McCarthy, you don't really fear Mike McCarthy. I know years ago somebody said the Cowboys is like a country club of the NFL. Mm-hmm. It hasn't changed. But I never thought I'd say this, but I'd rather would have had Jason Garrett over on the sidelines on Sunday. I'm sorry. I'd rather have Jason Garrett.
You'd rather have 8-8 Jason Garrett? Andrew said, I need to know if the QB draw was called or if Dak took off. Andrew, I'm gonna let Hot Dog. From what I seen, the reports was it was actually a play that they run at practice during I think it's like a 1-minute drill or something like that. So he actually called that play But for me, it was just too little, too late. They didn't have enough time for me. I think it was what 40 something seconds left on the clock when they tried to pull that play off. To me, that is
No.
something you got to
There was
do.
14. No, it was 14 seconds left.
Oh, it was 14
A
seconds left.
lot of
Okay.
people don't. A lot of people won't agree with me on this. I don't think anybody would. I actually liked the play call. I thought
didn't
it was
mind
different. I thought it was different. Nobody expected it. But the problem was Dak and the referee had an issue with the handoff of the ball on the line of scrimmage. I think Dak just tried to panic and try to place the ball himself. He can't do that. You got to give the ball to the official. He does it. I think if that would have happened, I think Dak would have had a second to spike the ball, and he could have had one more play to just throw it in the end zone. Okay, it's like William just said. When the lights come on, Dak struggles. But I will say this about Dak. One of the best throws I've ever seen him make, it was the possession. It was the possession before that, had like 2 minutes to go. They're at the 50-yard line. Dak just heaved it downfield before he got sacked by 49er players. Cedric Wilson had his hands on the ball. Cedric Wilson would have brought that ball in. The ball's at the 10-yard line. So that was on Cedric's fault. The one good play Dak did make, Cedric Wilson messed up. So a lot of people have asked me, what do I expect from the Cowboys next year? It's going to be a rough year. It's going to be a rebuilding year because we have 22 unrestricted free agents, and the cap situation is just horrible. Yeah. But Adam Kent, another great comment. Pollard should have got more touches. That's the only mistake I saw Kellen Moore make. Tony Pollard had 6 touches. But I think Zeke's gone. I think Zeke's gone this offseason.
I seen this before I get to some of these comments and things of that nature. 2 things I want to address: the play call. I don't have a problem with that play call. I just think it wasn't enough time left for them to try to pull that off. But I actually like the play. Like you said, it caught everybody off guard. I kind of like it. And when you do that,
I think if there's 20 seconds left, that was the perfect play call.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He got like 20 yards out of that.
I was gonna say, so everybody is backpedaling and going back. So there's well, I think he had like 15, 20 yards on their run. So it was a perfect play call. It just wasn't enough time for it to be executed correctly.
And also we talked about execution. The Cowboys have tried this hook and ladder play the last few weeks. Early in the game, it was like 3rd and 16. I believe Cedric Wilson caught the ball for like 10 yards, and he was about to get gang tackled. But he tried to throw it backwards to Tony Pollard. If he would have threw a little better ball, Tony Pollard would have got about 25 yards in that play. There was nobody on the sidelines, so Tony Pollard could take off. So, honestly, it was just an execution issue with me on Sunday.
And the Tony Pollard comment that I think you and
Adam Kent
had brought up, I looked at the stats, and Tony Pollard had 130 attempts this season for 750 or 715 yards.
He led the league in yards per carry.
Zeke had 100 more carries and only 300 more yards. So that lets you know the effectiveness that Tony Pollard was running with. So I do think that they need to switch it up next season and go with the Tony be the workhorse and let Dak come in and, finish them off in the fourth quarter.
I've been trying to tell people all year. You've been listening to me. Let Zeke run. Let Tony run the ball the first 3 quarters, and then let Zeke come in when the defense is tired and let him run over the last quarter.
Let him do his thing. But anyways,
that's what I'm saying,
we got our other esteemed co-host who just hopped on here. We got this guy. I know he's about to come on here with some foolishness. I don't know if I got time to hear his mouth today, but I'm gonna let him come on anyways. We got B Legend in the building. Mr. Call It the Way I See It. He's already starting with the foolishness. B, who is to blame for the Cowboys' loss the other day?
Everybody.
Except for the punter. He was our best player Sunday.
I mean, look, man. Let's keep everything real. As I said last week, and when you first we're gonna dissect the game. When you look at the game, the Cowboys defense is built on what? Pass
turnovers.
It's built on their defense is based on turnovers, right? Pass rush to generate turnovers. That's what it's built on. So with that being the case, San Francisco's offense is built on what?
Running the ball.
Okay. With that being the case, Dallas can't stop the run. They have not been able to successfully against good running teams. They have not been successful in stopping the run all season. So this was actually the worst matchup for Dallas. Then offensively, the thing was Dallas, Their problem is they don't run the football. They've been all year, everyone's been saying, run the ball, run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. You got thunder and lightning. That's your attack. Run the ball. They choose not to run the ball. Okay? So now that you choose not to run the ball, you fall right into their hands, San Francisco's hands, because they got those four guys, those four down linemen, and those two linebackers that's going to come get you. And that's exactly what happened. And so when that gets that pressure on him, he starts doing all kind of stupid stuff and crazy stuff. Look, these guys are NFL quarterbacks. I don't care if you talk about Fitzmagic. I don't care if you're talking about Tua. I don't care if you're talking about Jalen Hurts. You talk about whoever you want to talk about. The bottom line is if you give any quarterback enough time to throw a football, they're going to throw a football and make a completion. But if they are nervous, if they're hopping around in that, in that pocket, anything is possible. Why do you think San Francisco took the ball out of Jimmy G's hands? They have to run the ball because they know if you put it in Jimmy G's hands, something's bound to happen. That's why he got the interception. If he hadn't thrown an interception or if they would have played any other team that had a decent quarterback, that game wouldn't even been close. It wouldn't have been close. They would have blew him out.
I agree.
So I blame the whole. First of all, everybody been drinking the Cowboys Kool-Aid. Why? We've been the NFC East is the worst division in football. So they were gonna make the playoffs anyway.
I wouldn't say that.
I would.
The NFC North. The NFC North is the worst in my opinion.
Okay, hot dog. Well, look, okay, that's fine. But look at it this way: both of those teams that entered into the playoffs, Tampa Bay destroyed Philadelphia.
Right.
And Dallas, who was supposed to be the team going to the Super Bowl, they lost. Now, here's my question. Would you have rather had, say, Minnesota there versus the Eagles? They would have lost to Tampa Bay, but they could have potentially gave a better game.
It'd have been more competitive.
Maybe, right? I would have took them over.
If that's the case, why wasn't Minnesota there?
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, you I'm just comparing the divisions. I would say Minnesota probably played a rougher schedule than probably Philadelphia or whoever the case may be. But that's neither here nor there. I blame everybody over there. I blame Jerry Jones because Jerry Jones is in his own way. He won't let these guys coach. He wants to be the center of attention all the time. I blame Mike McCarthy because he can't coach.
That's terrible.
Been a given. Okay, the man can't coach. He's just a figment of our imagination. He's just standing there. He's almost, you know what, hot dog. I was thinking the other day, he's almost as bad as Jason Garrett, clapping his hands.
I think I would have rather had Jason Garrett over there Sunday than Mike McCarthy.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, to your point that you were talking before I came on, you made a very valid point, which was Tony Pollard should get the football. Why wasn't Tony Pollard getting the football? Why did Zeke only have 31 yards? What?
And here's the worst part. It just came out yesterday that Zeke Elliott's been playing with a torn PCL all year.
All of a sudden, he's been torn with it. He's been playing with.
I don't understand that. And Tony Pollard is fully. I know Tony Pollard didn't play last week because he was hurt. He's been hurt with a foot injury. He's had a nagging foot injury since the beginning of December. So, but that's still the point. If you're healthy, you need to be out there, especially in the playoffs.
Right.
But I know the rumors are already starting. Amari Cooper's possibly not going to be back. Which honestly, I like Amari, but he's not the superstar receiver that we're paying him to be. Sack Trashcott is not the quarterback playing like the $40 million man he proclaims he is. So, I mean, the Cowboys have a lot of personnel changes that need to be done.
But I don't think y'all have the cap space to do anything, though.
That's the problem. That's what I was saying earlier, Q. It's going to be a rebuilding year next year. In my opinion, I believe we'll be under 500. If we have a good year next year, I will be very surprised.
Because that offensive line needs to get revamped.
The offensive line needs to work.
The defense is okay.
I know. Legend made a comment about the defensive line.
Mm-hmm.
The defensive line's got a lot of good players on it.
Absolutely.
It really does. I just don't understand I know. I just don't understand. There was no sacks on Jimmy G. That was very surprising. But another problem I have, and the Cowboys fans are mad at the refs. I'm sorry, Micah Parsons is getting held 90% of the game.
But see,
Micah Parsons getting held 90%
to the head coach. The head coach got to do his Phil Jackson and let it be known, man. Look, this is what's going on. All right, at halftime, show them pictures, show them something to be like, look, man, this is what's going on during the game. I need you guys to start calling this. So
but you see Mike McCarthy out there 90% of the time yelling at referees. I will say this: he gets a little more fired up than Jason Garrett used to be. But it's okay. It's what David just said. Jerry Jones likes to waste money on talent that once paid, they slow down after half a season. I can't disagree with that.
But see, there's a reason for that though. It's the head coach. See, the head coach doesn't make these guys feel like you need to earn this money. So once they get that money from Jerry, I'm good. What's Mike McCarthy gonna say to me? What's he gonna say? Nothing. What's he gonna tell me? Play hard? Okay, cool. But there's no fear factor that, oh man, I need to go out here and bust my ass.
But this is why I did not pick the Cowboys to win against the 49ers. I came on here last week. This is before Legend came on. Legend was late coming on. It was the four of us. It was me, you, Ralph, and Daniel. Out of all four of us, I was the only one to pick the 49ers to win.
Yeah.
And I broke it down for you. I told you why we would lose, and every single one of those things happened. I said number 4 wouldn't show up to play. He did show up to play. I said the offense isn't built against this defense. They weren't. And this defense is not good enough to stop this run, and they weren't. Now, after the first series where the 49ers drove down to score the touchdown, I feel like the defense settled in because they only allowed one more touchdown. That was off the turnover. They had a short field. Well, other than that, they gave up a bunch of 50-yard field goals. So the defense settled in after.
Even despite that, y'all was still in the ball game. Y'all was still.
We were always in the ball game. You know, the Cowboys scored a touchdown, made it 7-13, and they came down, kicked the field goal. We got the ball back with like 2 minutes to go, and we were in opposing territory. And they had a terrible penalty, and we couldn't get out of our own way. I mean, we had a shot to score a touchdown there to go to 16-14 halftime and get the ball back in the second half. We were always in the game. Yeah. It seemed like it was just like, okay, the Cowboys were just kept like giving hope. Like, okay, we're about to drive this ball. We're about to get back in the game. It seemed like it was like that till the end of the game. It was like the Cowboys were never out of it. Until,
but did you notice something? If you paid attention to detail defensively, the one thing that I could not understand is that I watched enough Dallas Cowboy games and watched their defense enough to see how they were successful. And did you notice how one player was out of place on defense?
Micah Parsons.
Micah Parsons. Tell me why he's playing. Right, middle, or left linebacker. Why ain't he a down lineman? Whenever he was a down lineman, they've always been successful rushing the pass. Why is he playing middle linebacker? Who made that?
Because when DeMarcus Lawrence came back from injury, they pushed him back to roam the field. Because I don't know if there's a linebacker in the league that is faster than Micah Parsons. Even Sunday when we struggled, the man was right there, crossing the field, running the running back down. Well, it's like Andrew just said, when they got Lawrence back and Gregory back from injury, there was no reason to have Micah Parsons as a down lineman. Now I see where you're coming from. When he's a down lineman, they do have success. I totally agree with that. But I think what Dan Quinn was thinking Sunday was, okay, I can have these guys rush the passer or try to get to the running back, but then if they get past, I have Micah Parsons back there to track down the running back.
Yeah, but they was always running somebody at Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons was always out of the play.
That's what I was getting ready to say. Yeah, they was always running the body.
And another thing I told y'all last week, a reason I thought we lost, and it came to fruition, those stupid gadget quick screen plays that they like to run with Deebo Samuel, and Deebo Samuel had his way, and Elijah Mitchell had his way. The only thing the Cowboys did successfully was they kept George Kittle out of the game. That was the only thing successful they did, and it still wasn't enough.
But hot dog, but it wasn't that they actually kept him out of the game. They didn't have to use him because they were able to run the ball successfully. They were able to do everything that they needed to do. They didn't have to use George Kittle. Okay. But I think beyond all of these things that we're talking about, I think the number one reason to me, I think the number one reason why they lost that game that nobody really wants to focus on. They bring it up, but they don't focus. They talk about McCarthy. They talk about Dak. They talk about Zeke. They talk about all these other things, Dan Quinn, the defense, everything else. But people are not realizing that the main reason why they lost is because of themselves, because of penalties. That's why they lost. That's the main reason. They beat themselves. When they had opportunities to get San Fran off the field, penalties.
It was every time. I think it was mostly on offense that hurt us more on defense. I mean, I can't tell you how many big plays the Cowboys had. It was called back for a penalty.
That's what I'm saying. It was always penalty. They beat themselves. I mean, we can talk about McCarthy. We can talk about all that, but they beat themselves.
They've got to get – if Jerry really wants to win, he's got to get somebody in there that the coaches, that the players will fear. And they haven't had that since Bill Parcells.
Is it fear or is it just discipline?
Or respect?
I think it's
How about respect? How about that?
Discipline.
It's discipline, man. I mean, you listen, man. You got to know when you coming up there to the line. You can offensively, you everybody gets holding calls and stuff like that. That's just part of the game. But defensively, come on, man. As a down lineman, as a linebacker, as whatever, the first thing that you are taught when you hit that line is that you're gonna look down the line this way or that way, and you're gonna look at that ball, and you ain't moving until that ball moves. But they want to time it. Some people time it, whatever. Dude, they beat themselves.
Yep,
and that's the biggest thing. We can blame McCarthy. We can do all that. They beat themselves. I mean, the only way that they're going to be able to do anything is, listen, man, this ain't like the NBA and some of these other places, hot dog. I mean, they can cut people. They can cut people. They can cut them. See, this is the league. This is the league where you can cut people and you ain't got to worry about it. That's why they tell you that's why you get your money up front. Yep. You can get cut at any time. They
get that guaranteed money up front.
Come there at training camp and cut Zeke. They say we ain't paying. We're done.
Yeah, they can. I was gonna say, yeah,
they can cut that. They already paid him $75 million. That money gone. They can cut Dak if they want to cut him. I mean, if they
you still got to pay Dak $40 million a year till his contract runs up, though.
No, you don't. Not in the NFL, unless he's got a 100% guaranteed contract, and that's not the case. He was guaranteed that $75 million that he got this year. That's why he got his money up front. Now, all the rest of that money, he ain't guaranteed that money. They can cut him if they wanted to.
I want to say something before we move on to the next topic.
Go ahead, you got it.
I want to know what these Dak lovers on this page see that I don't see.
Talk to Ralph.
I want somebody to tell. It ain't just Ralph. I got Jones posted me tagged me in a post, and this one guy said I'm always blaming number 4. What am I missing? What am I missing about this guy? Like, somebody's got to help me out.
In terms of what?
People hate that I'm a bigger Romo fan than I was a Dak, and I'm a number 4 fan. Y'all need to help me understand.
Quarterback.
Do you think Romo's a better quarterback?
Yeah.
I need people, the BTG Nation. I need y'all to help me understand.
Who's better? But I don't know. I ain't never been a big of a Dak fan. Ralph's the only one who's been a big of a Dak fan, so I don't get it. I don't know, man. You got comment, please let us know what y'all think about Dak Prescott or whatever the case may be. But anyways, let's talk about some of these divisional matchup games where B Legend can't wait to talk about his Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So let's build up to that point. So let's be Legend. Let's talk about let's get these other games out the way before we talk about your Suns. Let's go with the Tennessee Titans and the Cincinnati Bengals. Of course, people who are watching know the Tennessee Titans had the first round bye. The Cincinnati Bengals did their thing against the Las Vegas Raiders to put them in this matchup. So B, who you like in this match? The Tennessee Titans versus the Cincinnati Bengals at Nashville.
I mean, I still haven't heard, is Derrick Henry playing or not?
I
don't know. I haven't seen any reports. I'm not sure.
Hot dog, is Derrick Henry playing or not?
I heard he was playing.
But if he's playing, how healthy is he going to be? How much can he give though?
I don't care who. I don't care if Derek Henry playing or not. I don't care. I don't know who's gave their predictions on this game.
Not yet.
I'm riding with who they. I don't care. I think Cincinnati rolls in there, and I think they beat Tennessee. Tennessee might be one of the weaker number one seeds I've seen in the last few years. I don't think they really should be feared. I think Cincinnati gets in there. I think Joe Burrow takes care of business and beats Tennessee.
Man. Give me a score real quick. How don't be? Give me a score real quick.
Man, let me get 30-24.
Ooh, you got a high score. With people watching, let me get a score of what y'all got for the Tennessee Cincinnati game. He got that. Be legend, man. What's your thoughts on that game?
Man, you know what? I'm gonna say this. I know I can't go what ifs or if this or if that. So I got to make a pick and go with one or the other. So my mindset is based upon Derrick Henry playing. If Derrick Henry's playing, I'm going with the Titans. I think the Titans are going to win. I think it's going to be a decent game. I see something like a 27-24 type game. Because they're going to run the football. Now you got to remember now, Derrick Henry, even though he's coming off that injury. I mean, he's fresh. He ain't played since week 9. He's fresh. He got fresh legs.
He gonna be like a bowling ball coming out of the factory.
I mean, he's fresh. I mean, you got that big monster coming after you. I mean, if he's healthy and he's playing, I got to roll with Tennessee. Tennessee is a proven fact with Tennessee. When it gets cold outside, and I think it's supposed to be cold weather this weekend. That dude puts up monster numbers, man.
But man, the thing about Tennessee is but Tennessee's defense might be worse than Cincinnati's. I'm telling you right now, Joe Burrow could go down there and throw for over 400.
Yeah, I mean that's the whole thing. I'm betting everything. I'm predicting Tennessee to win that game strictly on Derrick Henry. I mean, I could be completely wrong. I mean, but if he don't play, well, I don't think they got a chance in hell. But if he plays, I'm rolling with Derrick Henry in the Tennessee Titans.
Man, first of all, let me say shout out to David Reese. He had a birthday yesterday, so happy birthday to you. I know you tuned in right now, so happy birthday to you, my guy. For me, I had picked the Tennessee Titans to get to the Super Bowl before the season started, so I'm going to go ahead and continue on with that. Let me get Tennessee Titans in this matchup. Let me get let me get 24-21 in this matchup.
It's going to be a good game. I'm excited.
Let me get 24-21 in this matchup, Tennessee Titans.
And real quick, to the Tampa Bay fans on here, I am sincerely sorry for picking the Eagles to win last week. I don't know what I was thinking. I went 5-1 last weekend. That was my one loss. I don't know what I was thinking.
You was on some Be Legend stuff.
To all fans.
No, it wasn't on me. I told you who was going to win that game.
I want to apologize to all the Buccaneers fans. I will never believe in Philly again, ever again.
They have a chance, man.
Go ahead, B.
Seriously, what was it that people thought that Philadelphia was going to do to Tampa Bay?
It was the Eagles fans and hot dog. Those are the people.
I really believed the defense would really get after Tom Brady. I mean, and heck, honestly, they did, and it was too late.
But
they got after him in spurts. They didn't do it consistently throughout the whole game.
Did they take out 2 of their offensive linemen?
Tampa Bay,
yeah, Tristan
Wirfs and Marpet, right?
And
no, it was Jensen. Yeah, Jensen. Yeah,
and worse. I'm like,
but here's the thing, man. I never even looked at it from that perspective, from Philly defense being able to do anything. My thing was I felt that game was going to be quickly decided by Tampa Bay's defense, and once Tampa Bay defense locked down, it was over. They didn't have a chance. It was
I really just looked at the game and I'm like, okay, I think this could be the one upset. I mean, I did pick the 49ers to beat the Cowboys. Numbers-wise, that was an upset, but honestly, in my opinion, the 49ers were the better team. So I didn't really consider that an upset over the Cowboys.
Well, and the other part to it was this. If you just look at everything in that Philadelphia game, just look at the numbers. Philadelphia, I think they were the one of the highest teams in the NFL in terms of running the football.
Yeah.
Percentage of plays. So think about that for a second. If Tampa Bay would stop their run, which they did, what that's going to do is force them to do something that they don't do well: pass the football. And that's what they made them do, and they destroyed them.
Right.
And so that's why I knew that they never had it. That game was over in the first quarter. It was. I didn't even watch. I didn't even watch it. Yeah, they scored what? What they scored?
But man, my thing is they didn't even go to Devontae Smith until the second half, and that's your number one guy.
I think we took him out of the game the first half, and then to be quite honest, I think in the fourth quarter we kind of took our foot off the pedal, and then that's when they started going to Devontae Smith.
Jalen Reagor is the worst wide receiver I've ever seen start for a playoff game in my life. Easily. That dude is garbage. Dude was
fumbling punts and everything. I mean, he's probably our MVP for that game.
That dude is garbage.
Dude, listen, Tampa Bay could have easily shut them out. Easily.
Oh yeah.
I have to agree.
They took their foot off the gas in the fourth quarter.
If they didn't take their foot off the gas, they could have easily shut them out. Hands down.
So what we got next, man? What we got next?
And you said send Reagor to Dallas. So the second game staying in the AFC, we have B Legend's son, Pat Mahomes versus the hot young guy and Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. I'm really interested to see what B's gonna say on this pick. For me, just because it's Pat Mahomes and just because it's B Legend's guy, I'm going with the Buffalo Bills. No rhyme or reason. Just because I'm tired of B Legend and it's Pat Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers. So for me, I'm strictly picking with my heart for this one right here. Let me get the Buffalo Bills. This one is going to be a shootout. Let me get something like 33-31 in this matchup. Hot dog, what you got, my guy?
Well, I am sick and tired of hearing about Legend and his son, Pat Mahomes. But Buffalo really showed me something last Saturday night. They just beat down the New England Patriots. Like, just beat them boys down.
Didn't they score in every possession?
It was 47-17. I really think that 17 was just them laying down, because when I saw Micah Hyde, I believe, had the interception, which I thought was going to be a wide open touchdown. When he had the interception, I knew that was game over. I said, my God.
Game over.
But man, I'm gonna go Buffalo. I'm gonna say 33-26.
33. So you got a pretty high scoring game too. Let me get
honestly,
to
I could go a little higher, but
David Reese, he got Bills 27-21. He said KC been up and down.
The Bills have been too, though.
Yeah, you can say that for the Bills. Let's see. Andrew, he got 38-35 Chiefs. He got a really high scoring game.
Honestly, that's more what I was leaning.
Adam said Bills 21, Chiefs 28. Oh man, so B Legend, what you got? Your son versus the hot young gunslinger Josh Allen. KC versus Buffalo. This game is gonna be in KC. What you got, man?
Man, you know what? This game here is a game that scares me the worst. This is to me, this is the hardest game to pick. Just because, to a lot of people's points, KC's been up and down. Buffalo's been up and down. Patrick Mahomes goes out and does crazy type stuff, throws against his body, just all kind of stuff. They come out, defense gets a turnover, then they can't score the ball, But then on the flip side, all of a sudden, boom, they go and they put up 21 points in the blink of an eye, So, if Patrick Mahomes takes what the defense gives him, and he doesn't go through all these extra things trying to make these plays and be spectacular and just does what the defense gives him, takes what the defense gives him, then I say the Chiefs win the game. I think that, and I do think it's a high scoring game. I think it's something like, maybe 31-28, 34-31, something like that. I think they're going to put up numbers because even though I think the Chiefs defense has gotten better, I still think Josh Allen and his ability to move and scramble, I think that he's going to put up numbers. I think you got Stephon Diggs, you got Knox. I think those boys can put up numbers as well. Now, Buffalo don't run the ball really well. No. So I think their rushing attack is really not their running back. That's their running attack. It's Josh Allen.
I mean, Josh Allen is the running back.
Yeah, I mean that's their running attack. So, and then I think on the flip side, Buffalo's got a great defense, man, and I think that they gonna knock Patrick Mahomes around a little bit. I mean, I truly believe that. But I just think at the end of the day, I just think that being at home, even though the Bills came in there earlier this year and spanked Kansas City at home, so. In one breath, you can say, well, home don't matter because Buffalo, they got confidence. They already came in the Arrowhead and beat them.
Yep.
So they're like, we can go in there and beat them again.
Where's this game at? Arrowhead?
Arrowhead. So with that being the case, I'm still going to go with my team. I'm going to go with my son, Patrick, to pull one out. I think this is going to be one of the most competitive games that's out there, this weekend. I think it can go either way, but I think I'm going 30, 34, 31, 31, 28, something like that.
My question to you, Legend, is I know you obviously going to console your son Patrick after he loses. Are you going to use your other arm to console your other son Jackson Mahomes, the TikTok star? Because that's the main reason I hate the Chiefs is because of him. It ain't because of Legend. I can't stand his brother Jackson. I think it's his name. Is that his name Jackson Mahomes?
I don't know, bro. No, I don't know. That must be.
I can't hear you, Q. Can't hear you.
My bad.
That must be his step. I don't deal with.
What was you saying, Q? You were.
I don't deal with his mama no more, so I don't know who that is.
I said if it wasn't for B Legend, I would be a Pat Mahomes fan. I don't like him just simply because of B Legend. That's why I don't like Pat Mahomes.
B Legend don't bother me as much as his brother does. I can't stand his brother.
Because what we say in the chat last week, who gets on my nerves the most? I said you and Chris Jones get on my nerves the most. It's Chris Jones with this 49ers ish, and you and Pat Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers. I'm sick and tired of hearing this.
Look, Q, but listen. In all fairness, when he was a rookie, did I not call this? This wasn't nothing. I just jumped on the bandwagon. I've been on Patrick Mahomes from day one.
I'll give you that.
I'll give you that.
I'll always give you that.
I've been on Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, you was on the Pat Mahomes train early.
Yeah, but and it just materialized and it grew into this monster that Patrick Mahomes is. I mean,
I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it.
I mean, what you want me to tell you? But I get it, man. It's a lot of Patrick haters out there, man. But
I'm one of them.
But I'm gonna root that man on, and I'm gonna see. I'm gonna hope Andy Reid, Eric Bieniemy, Andy Reid, not Reid, come through, make it happen. Get Patrick to the next one, and then we get one more game close to the Super Bowl.
No fan base in the NFL deserves to win Buffalo.
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen, if you listening, you going down.
Here's what amazes me about Buffalo. Their defense has been doing this the last few weeks without their number one defensive player. In my opinion, they only have one star on their defense, and it's Tre'Davious White, and he's been out for weeks and tore his ACL. If you look at that defense, there's really no stars on that defense.
Committee.
But you know what? I just think that they go. If I'm Buffalo, I'm gonna be smart like everybody else that has beat the Chiefs. I'm gonna play that cover 2. I'm not gonna let Travis Kelce beat me, and I'm not gonna let Tyreek Hill beat me. You're gonna have to run the ball to beat me. I got a good enough defense so I can stop the run, and I'm gonna make it difficult on you. If you can win that way, then you deserve it.
You earned it. Yeah, if you can win that way, hey, you deserve it. We made you do what you don't do well, and you still beat us. Ain't nothing you can do about it.
Ain't nothing you can do about it. If Patrick go out and say, "Oh well, I'm gonna go against the grain, and I'm not gonna take what they give me, and I'm gonna go out there and I'm just gonna force some stuff," and I'll be the first one to tell you they're gonna lose.
I mean, I like Micah Hyde Andrew, but I wouldn't really call him a superstar. I think he's a really good player, but I really wouldn't call him a superstar.
Yeah, I wouldn't call superstar, but he's really, really good.
He is really good. I mean, he was decent in Green Bay.
Yeah.
Then he came over here a second chance, and he's made the most of it. Leslie Frazier has revived his career in Buffalo, most definitely.
But it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting.
He said, "I like Patrick. Just thinks he tries to do too much crazy stuff that causes turnovers."
He does. He does.
He takes a lot of chances. So let's go on over to the NFC, where I'm gonna go ahead and get this game out the way. You got the Tampa Bay Bucks versus the whatever that team is out there in California somewhere somehow. I'm actually glad we get some home playoff games because we won a Super Bowl. We didn't have not one home playoff game last season. We had to go on the road for every single game. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my issue out the way. Ike, Marcus Floyd, all my Bucks fans that are watching, I want us to win. I really, really do with all my heart and soul, but I just don't think it. I think it's just a bad matchup for us, man, to be quite honest. B, you alluded to it earlier when you was getting on my nerves. That we just don't have the firepower. Like, you're going to put Jalen Ramsey on Mike Evans. That's going to neutralize that. Now, what they're going to do is say, okay, you got him one-on-one all day. The rest of us 10, we got Gronk. The linebackers are going to key in on Gronk. There's the other weapon. So they neutralize Gronk. So now your two biggest weapons are gone. Then you got to rely on Cameron Brate, O.J. Howard, and a string of backup wide receivers. Is that enough to go against the Rams? I highly doubt it. Tristan Wirfs, our Pro Bowl right tackle, he went out in the Eagles game. He's walking in a boot right now, so they don't know. He's a game time decision. I just really and honestly, truly just don't see us pulling this victory out. Do I want us to pull this victory out? Yes, but I just don't think we have enough firepower. But I will say this: if our defense, which is finally healthy now, if our defense can keep the game below 24 points, I think we got a chance to win this. But I mean, y'all seen it. Even though it was against the Cardinals and Kyler Murray act like he never played quarterback before, the Rams looked good last night. But let me get the Rams in this matchup reluctantly because I'm trying to be unbiased. Let me get the Rams in this matchup 31-27. Let me get them 31.
You hear that, hot dog?
31-27. Yeah. Even though my only hope is the defense right now because our defense is finally healthy. That's my only hope to stand on, and I hope that we can get to Matt Stafford early, rattle his confidence. Because if we can get his confidence rattled early, it's a wrap. Because everybody knows once he gets rattled early, he goes in the tank. He starts throwing interceptions. He gets confused. He starts playing like Kyler Murray. So if our defense can get to him, if Sue, JPP, Levante David, Devin White can fly around, we're going to be good. But in this matchup, man, I think the Rams are just going to be too much for us. So, hot dog, go ahead. Floor is yours, man.
This is a tough one. I like this matchup. In my opinion, it's worthy of an NFC Championship game. But
and the Rams just have our number. I don't know why, but the Rams just have Tampa Bay's number. Don't know why.
Don't matter who the quarterback is.
Don't matter who the quarterback is. The Rams just have our number.
I'm going to take the Rams 30-27.
Okay.
I'm going to take the Rams 30-27. My biggest fear about the Rams was a race last night. I didn't know if Matt Stafford could get it done in the playoffs. He played amazing last night, even though, like you said, the Cardinals looked like they forgot to play football last night. It was a horrible game. I just believe that – I truly believe that the Rams will get it done. It's going to be tough. It's going to be a good game, but that's just where I'm going right now. Rams 30-27.
Rams 30-27. B, go ahead, man. What you got?
Well, like I alluded to, I just think that with everyone hurt, Godwin's out, AB's gone. I just think it really creates a very difficult situation for them. Leonard Fournette, I don't know if he's coming back or not.
Both by Leonard Fournette and Ronald Jones.
Yeah. So, so that leaves Mike Evans and Perriman. Not really concerned about Perriman, but again, he can score the ball. He scored the ball before. I'm just saying you're gonna put, like you said earlier, I'm gonna put Jalen Ramsey on Mike Evans. We'll deal with Gronk. And so then you got Scotty Miller that's out there. He can get a couple catches. Man, I mean, it's going to force them to run the football. They can't really run the ball that way, especially if their offensive line is broke up. And then you got them monsters. You got Von Miller you got to deal with. You got Aaron Donald you got to deal with. You got Floyd. You got all these animals down there that you got to deal with. That's going to be coming for Tom Brady's head. And I just think it's just going to cause chaos and mass confusion and a lot of frustration if they can't move the ball. And what I was saying to you guys, we were in the group chat, and we were just talking about dinking and dunking. Well, if you watch that game against Philly, Tom would. I mean, he did a couple, nice long passes, but for the most part, he was taking what they was giving him. He was dinking and dunking.
Yeah.
5 hours here, 5. I mean, the Rams ain't gonna allow all that because they can come up and press you.
Mhm.
They can literally come up and press you off the line. They're not gonna allow all that dinking and dunking. So that causes the problem. On the offensive side of the ball now, the Rams got a lot of firepower. I mean, but what's going to help them is that if Tampa Bay can't move the balls, enough, which I'm not going to say that Tom Brady's not going to figure a way to move the ball. I just don't believe that either. He's going to move the football. But for some odd reason, he's struggling to move the ball, and it becomes a game of field position. That works in the favor of the Rams.
Absolutely.
Because now they're going to get good field position, which puts Matthew Stafford in positions for success. Okay? Now, on top of that, if they're able to run the ball at all on Tampa Bay, then the game's over. If they can run the ball at all, the game's over.
That is the most. No. Baker Mayfield is the white number 4. That is the most disrespectful thing I've heard in my life.
Nah,
I'm sorry, legend. I apologize.
I don't know. And my thing is, and I'm a true believer. I don't care what nobody says, other than Tom Brady. And even with Tom Brady, I still believe this to a certain extent. It's the system that these guys play. And I think the system has something to do with how successful that these guys really are. And some of them just suck. They're just terrible, like Baker Mayfield. He's just terrible. But it's the system that they play in. And I think that, that guy out there in LA, that coach, he is going to make Matt Stafford's life easy. He's not going to make it too difficult. He's going to help him out. He's going to give him plays where he can be successful. If they can run the ball, that frees up the lanes, that brings the linebackers up. If they run successfully, they may even make them drop the safety. And then you got to deal with all them other animals. So I just think that it's just going to be a game. I think it's going to be somewhat of a defensive game as well. I'm looking at a score somewhere along the lines of, 24-21 is what I'm looking at that the Rams will win that game.
If what you're saying is true, then I like our chances. If we can keep it around what you just said, I'm good with that. I'm cool with that. Reginald Brown, he said Bucks versus Packers in NFC title game. Book it. Ike, he got 31-24 Bucks. Let's see, Reginald, what he say? He got 35-21 Bucks. Man, I don't know how y'all feel about this, but for me, the X factor and the wild card of this whole game is Matthew Stafford, because he can be wildly great or he can be wildly horrible. So for me, I'm hoping that he's more Baker Mayfield than Pat Mahomes this weekend. But man, we'll see.
But he got weapons, man. I mean,
I know.
Like I'm saying, if they can run that ball successfully, it just opens up so many lanes. Cooper Kupp doing what Cooper Kupp does. OBJ getting his couple catches here and there. Van Jefferson getting his catches. Tyler Higbee. I mean,
but B to that, we have a top 5 rushing defense. So if they can't get that run game going, that's why I said our defense is finally healthy, and that's what I'm holding on to, is that our defense can stop the run. So now, therefore, we know what's coming. We know you ain't got no choice but to pay. And when the pressure is on for Matt Stafford to perform, he doesn't perform that well. So that's what I'm really banking and hoping that my defense really steps up. And man,
that's your only hope.
That's why I said my defense is. Last year we relied on the defense. It's got to be the same thing this year, man. Baker's a bum. Talking about him.
Baker number 4 is a bum. Baker's a bum. They all bum.
And then Reggie said Bucks defense is finally healthy. They weren't healthy first time they played, and the Bucks defense line ain't letting their run happen. That's what I'm saying. That rush defense is what I'm hurting my hold on. Adam Kent said Stafford got something to prove, and that's what I'm saying. When Stafford has to play with pressure, he usually folds, but I feel like there's going to be that one game where he comes through. And watch this be the damn game where, he acts like he's a Hall of Fame player.
Yeah.
Let's see. He was with Detroit. No wonder he couldn't perform. I mean, it's Detroit. It's Detroit. It's Detroit. So the last game of the divisional matchups, we have A-Rod versus the great Jimmy Guwop, Hall of Fame Jimmy Guwop, in the
Why
40s.
why are you calling him that?
Because B Legends on here. That's why.
I don't
So
care if
anyway,
Legends on here or not. You do not
I
call
don't
him
know
that,
why.
Jimmy
I don't.
Doo-Doo.
I'm not a
we
Jimmy
got
G
the
fan.
Green
Hot
Bay
dog. I
Packers
don't know why he calling them that. I don't know.
and the San Francisco Kyle Shanahans. Hot dog, who you got in this matchup and give me a score?
Man, I got the Packers winning this game. This is the easiest game to predict. Let me get the Packers, man, 35-20.
Man, David Reese is right there with you. He got Packers 35-17. I'm right there with you. It's is going to be over quick and early. I see A-Rod putting up 2 touchdowns in the first quarter, to be quite honest
Absolutely. It's going to be
with you. So
bad.
I see this being over really quick.
We're going to see some Jordan Love reps in the fourth quarter.
I'm going to say 28-17. Only reason why I give the Packers 28 is because I feel like they're going to take their foot off the gas in the fourth quarter because they're going to be up so much and have control of the game. So they just going to be pretty much controlling the clock at that point, not really looking to put up a lot of points. So let me get 28-17 Green Bay Packers. B, what you got?
Ah, man, I'm like hot dog, man. It's the easiest game to call, man. You know, but what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to say that San Fran ain't going to show up to play because they're going to show up to play. I don't know if Nick Bosa is going to be out of if he's going to be out of concussion protocol. You know, because their front four is tough, man. They put pressure on it. I think they're going to get the A-Rod a few times. I think that's going to happen. But the Packers, they're just too much, man. I'm looking at something like 42-24.
Damn, 42?
I think I just think they're gonna, because here's the thing. I think that San Francisco's DBs are terrible.
Oh, they are.
That's still link. And if that front four cannot get to him, dude, Devontae Adams could have 170 yards, 3 touchdowns, easy. It won't happen. I believe he could have 100. I believe he could get about 120, 130 yards. But then you got. I'm gonna tell you, you got Lazard. He gonna get you a touchdown. You know, you got they just got so many. They got so many weapons, man. And then again, you got Thunder and Lightning back there. You got Jones and Dillon, Thunder and Lightning going. And again, you got A-Rod back there, man. He gonna see them dudes, man. And it's gonna be feast of famine on their DBs and stuff like that. And as long as everybody stay healthy, man. And I think defensively, the Packers have gotten better. Now, if the Pack can't stop the run, which I think they've gotten a lot better doing, they could change the dynamics of the game. But there's no way San Francisco's going in Lambeau Field and winning that game. I think A-Rod goes crazy. I think he makes the point of why he's the MVP of the league. And I see him throwing up 42 points. I see him jumping out. I see him jumping out early. I could look up. We may look up. I ain't gonna say. I'm gonna say in the first half they'll score about 21 points. I'm not gonna say. I can see him scoring 2 touchdowns in the first quarter. I definitely can't see him scoring 3. They scored 3 in the first quarter. It's over.
Right.
But I see something like 42-24.
Man, you and Reg. Let me pull his score up here because he had something similar. Reggie, he had a 41-17 Packers, so he had a similar type of score. Dang, y'all
gonna roll, man.
Y'all got the Packers putting on a party up there, man.
They ain't got the Q. They ain't got. Listen, the San Francisco DBs are terrible. They are terrible.
Terrible. Very terrible.
Man, but 41, jeez,
hey,
but
hey, man, look. A-Rod put up numbers on these boys, man. They rested too. Oh,
man. A-Rod hit the fourth quarter.
It's possible. I mean, it's possible. It's possible.
They're gonna be up so much. We're gonna see Jordan. We might even see Jordan Love throw a touchdown.
Yeah, I ain't gonna say that now, but I believe they'll be up enough where he can sit part of the fourth quarter for sure.
I don't want that. I want them to go the whole distance of the game. I want Tampa Bay to win, and I want San Francisco to give Green Bay hell. But anyways, man, let's get to some of these quick hitters. What I'm really interested to get B Legends take on some of these that I found. Let me pull them up real quick. So here's the first one. Let me get it. B, I really want to know what B thinks about this one. Hold on, if I can get it pulled up here. Here we go. All right, here's the first quick hitter. It's about the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen. Are the Bills the team to beat in the AFC? B Legend, go ahead and go.
No, I still think that it's the Chiefs, man. I mean, even though they didn't win the division, win the AFC, I still think it's the Chiefs, man. Until something happens that knocked them off of that pedestal, I still think it's the Chiefs. I mean, we came on this show earlier in the year, and I think they had lost 3 or 4 straight or something like that.
Mhm.
And you all were giving me a hard time, saying they ain't gonna even make the playoffs. They ain't this, they ain't that. Look, I mean, they easily could have won the AFC, but they, ended up losing to who they lost to the Bengals, didn't they?
Bengals, yeah.
Yeah,
I think it was like 35-31 or something.
Something crazy, But
Who did the Chiefs?
I still think it's the Chiefs.
No, that game went to overtime, didn't it? The Bengals won in overtime. No, the Bengals won 34-31.
That's what we said. Yeah, the Chiefs lost.
Yeah. So I still think it's the Chiefs. I still think the Chiefs are still that team. I think they're the team. It doesn't matter about the seed. The bottom line is you got to come in the Arrowhead. You don't want to come in the Arrowhead and play them. I mean, you just don't. Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek, Kelsey, you see they snap their finger, they drop 21 on you. I looked up in that game on Sunday. I blinked my eyes. I came back. They put up 21 points just like that.
Boy, y'all riding for these Bengals. I give y'all that, boy. Y'all riding.
They ride for the Bengals.
They riding for their Bengals. I give them that. Hot dog. Are the Bills the team to beat in the AFC?
Yeah. I would have said Chiefs before last week, but after what I saw what the Bills did to the Patriots, to Bill Belichick, I got to go with the Bills right now. They're the team to beat in the AFC.
Let me ask you a question about that game, though. Why was that game such a shocker? Because the Patriots ain't that good.
Yeah, but the fact that the way that they beat them,
they made a statement. That game that the Patriots beat the Bills was a fluke, and they made sure the second game they played them, they thumped them, and then they came back and said, we're gonna thump you again because the Patriots ain't no good.
I agree with that. I agree with that, man. Yeah. But I know you're defending your son, and that's cool. But I'm going with. I think the Bills. I think the Bills is going to be the team to beat in the AFC. I think they beat the Chiefs, and they beat whoever's waiting on them in the AFC Championship game. Okay. Let's say something we can all agree on. Okay.
Yeah.
Whoever wins this game is going to the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever wins Bills Chiefs game is going to the Super Bowl. Why are y'all thinking so hard about this?
Because this is the only thing. If the Bengals somehow pull off and beat the Titans, and you get a tight Bengals Bills matchup, Bengals might can get the Bills.
I don't think they can.
I think the Bengals might can get the Bills.
Are we really talking about the Bengals might be going to the Super Bowl?
Only because of the matchup. Only because of the matchup.
I'm not doing it because I just don't think they're going to. If Derrick Henry plays that game, I don't think the Tennessee's going to lose that game. I just don't think so.
Adam Kent, go back to week 6.
Y'all go back to week 6. Y'all laughed and said the Bengals were top 4. You're wrong, though. Hey, man, I picked the Bengals to win last week. I've been going to Bengals games this year. Y'all saw me with a Bengals jersey on last week.
You're right.
I'll be rocking with the Bengals, man.
I think the Bengals. I think they're a good team, but we talking. Hey, pressure cracks people, man. Joe Burrow
don't know what pressure is. He's been a winner his whole life.
I know, but all I'm saying, guys, let's not be disrespectful of the Tennessee Titans and what they do when Derrick Henry is in the lineup. Let's not be disrespectful.
All right, let me ask you this, Legend. If Derrick Henry don't play, do you still think the Titans win?
No.
Okay.
No, absolutely.
Fair enough.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Fair enough.
And that's why I preface what I said when we talked about that game. I am picking that game based on the assumption that Derrick Henry is playing.
Oh, my mom wanted to let everybody know that the Bucs are going to the Super Bowl.
I like your mom.
My mom wanted everybody to let everybody know that the Bucs are going to the Super Bowl.
She's all right with me.
I don't know if y'all saw, man. The Cowboys game was on the other day. Right before number 4 threw that touchdown, she texted and said, they need to throw the ball more. Right on cue. Number 4 throws in the end zone. That's a touchdown. I said, you a better coach than Mike McCarthy.
There it is. There it is. She knows what's up. She knows what she's doing.
She just likes Tom Brady. That's all. Don't get excited.
He's all right. I was just looking at this before we move on to the next quick hitter. Look at the 4 quarterbacks in the AFC: Ryan Tannehill, Joe Burrow, Pat Mahomes, and Josh Allen. Like, just think about that lineup right there. How crazy that is.
It's crazy.
I mean, who would have thought? But anyways, next quick hitter. I know this is gonna be really, really quick, especially for B when I put this up here. He's probably gonna laugh at this one. Jimmy G will still be the 49ers starting QB in 2022. B, go ahead. You got it, bro.
I think that's all going to depend on how bad.
I got that leftover pizza.
I think it's going to depend on how bad this beating is that they take in Green Bay.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing at Ike's comment.
If they go into Green Bay and they get throttled, like which I anticipate, and he has a crappy game, it's over. I just think at the end of the day, he may not. Yeah, I think it's over. I think it's over regardless. I think they're grooming Trey Lance to be that next guy. Trey had to sit for a year. I think it's over. Yeah, I think this is it. Yeah.
Before I go to hot dog, I want to ask y'all a really quick question because it's just popped in my head. Better quarterback, Jimmy G or Jared Goff?
Oh, God, that's horrible.
Because they both starting quarterbacks this season, for the 49ers. And
Jared Goff.
Jared Goff. What about you, hot dog?
Oh, God. I'm going Jimmy G.
Jimmy G.
I'm going Jimmy G.
I just had to know because
I think Jared. I don't have any faith in Jared Goff whatsoever. That man proven that Jared Goff is the poster child for coaching matters.
Because think about it, they both have led their teams to the Super Bowl. They didn't win, but they're pretty much the same damn quarterback.
They really are the same player, but I really think I'd rather have Jimmy G over Jared Goff.
That's crazy. But hot dog, will Jimmy G be the starting quarterback for the 49ers in 2022? He said, I take hot dog over either one of those choices at quarterback. So Jimmy G starting 2022, hot dog. Is he starting?
Oh, my bad. I think it's according to what happens in these playoffs.
Yeah.
And also I think the biggest factor is if Trey Lance is ready. I think that's the biggest factor. I think the 49ers are in a luxurious spot. I think they could let Jimmy G go play another year, give Trey Lance another year to learn and develop. But I think it's according to what he does this Sunday or maybe forward, or if Trey Lance is ready. But right now, I don't think they want him back. I think it's very clear in the game calling. I don't think they want him back, but I think they're in a very luxurious spot when they could say, okay, Trey Lance, you're not ready. We'll give you another year. Jimmy G, go. You know what I'm saying?
Jimmy G ain't going to be the starter. I can't see it.
Hey, let me throw something else out at you. What happens or how does San Francisco look if Aaron Rodgers goes home and goes to San Francisco?
But would they do that? And the reason why I'm asking is
you could put Trey Lance behind Aaron Rodgers and have him learn from Aaron Rodgers.
That's what I was getting ready to say. Would they do it in fear of that it could stunt Trey Lance's growth, or do they do it because they feel like this will help propel him to be the quarterback?
But let's think about this though. Let's think if he goes to the 49ers, he goes home to the 49ers. Is there really that big of a difference of these two teams? I believe Shanahan and LaFleur are the same coach. I believe that they had the same amount of weapons on each side of the ball. I think the 49ers have a better defense than the Packers do when they're fully healthy. But, I mean, of course, the Packers have Devontae Adams, who they have to decide if they're going to pay or not, or what they're going to do with him in the offseason. So, I mean, I wouldn't want to play in Green Bay because how cold it is all the time. I don't know how they get free agents to come to Green Bay. I have no idea. Makes no sense to me.
Aaron Rodgers, man.
But they really couldn't. I mean, because they don't. Just like OBJ didn't go there because they didn't want to pay him. You know, so you got the fact they didn't want to pay him, and it's cold.
But I don't see Aaron Rodgers going to San Francisco. But I do believe this is his last year in Green Bay, though.
I just don't see the 49ers sitting sitting Trey Lance again. I don't see them taking Trey Lance. What was it, number 2 pick, only to have
They
him
took
sit
him the
for
number 3 pick and gave
number
up the
3 pick.
next 3 first-round picks to
Yeah,
move
see,
up and get him.
I don't see them setting him for another season for a guy that you did all of that for. Like, we got to see what he can do.
I don't think Trey Lance is it, though.
Wait a minute.
I don't think he's it.
Whoa. I mean, hold on. Now, the Bears did all that to get Mitchell Trubisky. He ain't even on the team no more.
Well, no, they moved up one spot, and they gave up like a third-round draft pick to move up one spot. They didn't give up as much as the 49ers did for Trey Lance. By the way, I still stand by Mitchell Trubisky is better than number 4. I stand by my statement I made on Sunday.
Well, Jimmy G will be playing for the Steelers next season. But anyways, let's see here. Another quick hitter I got for you guys. Let me pull it up real quick. This one, Andrew, if you're still watching, please, I need you to comment on this one. This was for you. The Eagles will be in the market for a quarterback upgrade in the offseason. B-Legend, do you think the Eagles will be looking to upgrade from Jalen Hurts in the offseason?
No.
No.
I believe they're gonna give it another run. I think they're going to try to figure out how to use him even better, and put more weapons around him and give him another year to mature.
Okay, so there it is. Hot dog. Will the Eagles be in the market for an upgraded quarterback?
I don't think so. I think they're going to give it another year, and then after next year, if he doesn't improve, I think after that they will go after another quarterback. I like Jalen Hurts. I don't hate Jalen Hurts like a lot of people do. I just don't think the Eagles did him enough justice and get him players around. Yeah, they went out and got Devontae Smith. They got Dallas Goedert, but he still got that bum Jalen Reagor and these other guys. I don't believe that the Eagles organization did enough by Jalen Hurts. So I think they could do better. If Miles Sanders could stay healthy, they'd be a lot better off. But I like Jalen Hurts. I really do. I hate to say it because he plays for that team in Philly, but I like Jalen Hurts. I really do. So I hope they don't move on for him quick. I hope they give him another year. And then after next year, I think they really need to take a step back and say, okay, is this the guy of the future? Or is this a Donovan McNabb, or is this a Kevin Kolb situation?
I think he comes back for another season because I think they want to see what this Devontae Smith, Jalen Hurts can look like for another season before they cut the cord. So for me, I think he comes back. I don't think they'll be in the market. Only way they'll be in the market is if a prominent quarterback mentions that Eagles are on his list. And by that, I mean like an Aaron Rodgers, which I highly doubt, or Russell Wilson or somebody of that nature. If they say they're on the Eagles list, then they're gonna see what's
I just don't see anybody wanting to go to Philly.
I don't either. It's Philly.
I really don't. I just don't see it. I'm not hating. I mean, I am hating, but I just don't see anybody. I don't see Aaron Rodgers or any of those big name quarterbacks like, all right, I want to go play in Philadelphia. I want to go play for Nick Sirianni. I want to go. I just don't see it.
Andrew, I got something for you. Y'all got 3 first-round draft picks, right? The Atlanta Falcons Calvin Ridley is unhappy with Atlanta. Why don't you package some of them picks down there to Atlanta, get you Calvin Ridley and Devontae
I've been thinking about that. I think that's the team that does it. And you get a Devontae Smith, a Calvin Ridley, and Dallas Goedert. Woo!
Now you got something.
That's nice. That's nice.
You got something. So yeah, I need to be the Eagles GM and make that happen.
Yeah,
this one right here, hot dog. This one's for you, big dog. The Cowboys will fire Mike McCarthy and elevate one of their coordinators. As he puts his thing back on. B-Legend, is Mike McCarthy getting fired and Kellen Moore taking over the job in the offseason?
No.
Mm-mm.
No, I don't see it. I think that Jerry Jones is going to continue to be in his way. I mean, is it a possibility to take a young man like Kellen Moore and Jerry Jones be able to control him and things like that? That's possible. Is Kellen Moore, as Stefanski, is he a Sean McVay? Is he a Mike Shanahan? I just don't look at him that way. I mean, I think he's perfect for what he does. I don't look at him at this moment as a head coach. What has he done?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
I mean, nothing against him. I don't have anything against him. I just don't know what he's done. I could look at Brian Leftwich and say, okay, Brian's played the game. He's been successful in the game. He's been the offensive, coordinator. He's been quarterback coaches. He's been all of that. So I could see, Brian Leftwich doing something and getting a head coaching job. But Kellen Moore, I don't see them getting rid of Mike McCarthy. I mean, even though I know Jerry Jones, he's butthurt. Oh, he's butthurt over that loss. Anything is possible with them. But I've seen too many reports come out talking about that Mike McCarthy's safe for this job and stuff like that. Even though that doesn't mean anything. But he's a perfect cheerleader. He's just like Jason Garrett and the rest of them. So
there it is. Hot dog, what you think, man? Mike McCarthy gone and Kellen Moore to coach next season?
After Sunday, I really thought it was a possibility, but after Stephen Jones was on the radio station maybe Monday and said he feels very confident that Mike McCarthy be back, that kind of went out the window to me. I think Kellen Moore is gone. I think one of these teams, because there's a lot of vacancies. I know he had an interview with the Broncos today, and he's got an interview with the Vikings and the Dolphins later this week. I believe that Kellen Moore will get the Vikings job.
You laughing at his sack on his head?
So, man, I'm just telling you, I think Dan Quinn and Kellen Moore are both gone.
Damn, both of them are gone?
I think they're both gone. I think Dan Quinn is heading to Denver, and I think Kellen Moore will head to Minnesota.
Ooh, that's a good. I didn't think
and
about
the Cowboys
that.
will replace them with Mike Zimmer, and I don't know who the offensive coordinator will be.
And I agree with the Dan Quinn to Denver. I just the Kellen Moore thing.
These teams nowadays want the young ideas, and who's to say if Kellen Moore gets his own gig that he won't do things differently? You don't like my bag, Legend?
Oh, I think it's hilarious.
I worked hard on this, man. Me and my son worked hard on this yesterday.
I wasn't prepared to look over there and see that. Yeah, they are trash. Anyway, go ahead.
Proceed, sir.
Hold on. He said, hold up. You think Quinn gone? Not this early. I think Dan Quinn is gone. Unless Dan Quinn
considering how the defense was last year, and they made strides this year. I don't care what anyone says. This defense improved from night to day this year. So yeah, I think Dan Quinn is more than qualified to be in a running for a head coaching position.
Now the question is, do they fire Mike McCarthy and give it to Dan Quinn?
No, Mike McCarthy's not getting fired.
I don't think so either.
Nah. Jerry Jones needs him to be the puppet that he is. So he definitely ain't getting up out of there. Yeah, so man, I appreciate the fellas for kicking it with us today. That was the quick hitters. Man.
Wait, Q, you didn't give us your answer.
Oh, for what, Mike McCarthy?
Yeah.
Oh, Mike McCarthy ain't going nowhere. He's not going nowhere. Jerry Jones, if he fires Mike McCarthy, I don't think Kellen Moore honestly wants to be the puppet that Jerry Jones needs as a head coach. So I really don't think Kellen Moore would even really want that opportunity for real, because I think he kind of wants to be his own man with his own team, get his own players, call his own type of plays. And I don't think he wants to be underneath Jerry Jones. So I really don't see Mike McCarthy.
And I really believe that's what he's telling these teams in these interviews. And I really believe he will get a head coaching position. My prediction is Minnesota. Because from what I understand, the Jaguars' position is almost filled. They are down to Matt Effelboost, the defensive coordinator for the Colts. I believe that's going to be the next head coach for the Jacksonville Jaguars. So that one's gone. So you still got the Raiders, the Bears, Vikings, Dolphins, Texans. I feel like I'm missing a team somewhere. Possibly even the Seahawks. They let go of Pete Carroll.
They already said they're not getting rid of Pete Carroll. Like I told you, Pete Carroll ain't going nowhere.
I like Pete Carroll personally.
He ain't going nowhere.
Yeah. Well, if Pete Carroll stays, that means Russell Westbrook. Russell Wilson is gone. I think their relationship is over.
So I got two quick takes for you guys. Two quick takes. The first quick take I have for you guys deals with the Brooklyn Nets. With Kevin Durant being out for 4 to 6 weeks,
it's gonna hurt.
What do you see happening with the Brooklyn Nets?
I believe they're still going to be in the running for the 1 seed, considering the Bulls have The Bulls have looked horrible the last 3 or 4 games.
I mean, there's a rumor that James Harden is open to relocating.
Ooh.
So couple of different things here, B. I don't think there's really nothing the Nets can do. You got the Kyrie situation, but that's only an away game. So I mean, what can you do with that? The James Harden thing, I think that's putting pressure on the Nets to maybe either get a contract done or make him feel like he's more important to the organization and he has more say so in the organization. To be quite honest, James Harden's going to be a free agent this offseason. The Brooklyn Nets, I don't see them trading James Harden at the trade deadline. So for him saying that he's looking to relocate out as a possibility, I think that's just him saying I'm going to explore my options in the offseason. That's no more, no less than that. Because I think the Brooklyn Nets are thinking, well, shit, KD's going to be gone 4 to 6. That's right around the trade deadline. We can't get rid of James Harden because we need him for the next stretch. So
yeah.
I didn't see him getting traded.
Yeah.
So
I definitely don't see it. It's Andrew said Daryl Morey started that rumor. Yeah, he's trying to. Oh man.
So my next quick hitter is something that came out today that people that's just going a little viral. So what do you guys think about this? Will Frank Vogel last with the Los Angeles Lakers?
What's the Lakers' record right now?
I think 21-20, if I'm not mistaken.
Either 21-20 or 21-21.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're right around 20 something. I say they're gonna give it to the All-Star break and see what the record is. See if the Lakers can catch some kind of a win streak, get some good quality wins in between now and the All-Star game. I know people are saying, well, Frank Vogel ain't out there. This is LeBron's team. LeBron put this together. LeBron needs to take the blame. LeBron does need to take the blame for getting all of these players in there, but they can't fire LeBron, so somebody got to take the blame and go. As B can attest to, Frank Vogel, his rotations, his lineups, his like that all goes and factors into it as to why they're thinking about it. It's not that Frank Vogel is doing a bad coaching job. It's just that some of the things he's doing is just questionable. And it's like, why you got Rondo and Westbrook in the backcourt and they both can't shoot? Like, why are you doing that?
I just don't like this. I just don't like this Lakers team.
So I think the Frank Vogel thing is because of his in-game coaching, his rotations, his lineups, not necessarily because of the team and the team's record. Frank Vogel lost me this season.
I got a question for y'all real quick.
It's almost making me think, damn, did Jason Kidd run the team when they won the title?
Man.
Like, was he the head coach? Because he left and like the team don't know what the hell's going on.
They could get rid of Frank Vogel and give it to what's my guy? What's I'm talking Fizdale. That's what I was thinking too. That as a LeBron guy, so LeBron guy.
That's a LeBron guy. So I could see that. I can see that happening. That happening. Well, hold on. So why he delete that tweet? What tweet you talking about, Andrew? I don't know what tweet you referring to.
Who? Who delete?
I guess LeBron had made a tweet. Westbrook is the problem, not the coach.
Oh, absolutely. I agree with Ike 100%.
Westbrook is a part of the problem.
He's a part of the problem.
It's the coach's job to find a way of what suits the team best with Russell Westbrook. And having Westbrook and Rondo in the backcourt at the same time, ain't it, bro? It's on the coach, as difficult as it may be, to go to Westbrook and say, this is not what we need from you to win. We need this from you to win. And I don't think Frank Vogel got the balls to do that for real.
Nah.
So Westbrook is just going to be out there being Westbrook. Let's say if Vogel gets fired, it's because LeBron said get him out.
Yep,
probably.
We've seen LeBron get coaches
I don't know,
fired.
man. When you start getting Magic tweeting and going out there, and once he started tweeting, the masses started listening, and then you start hitting all these rumblings and stuff like that. So, I mean, it could be LeBron, it could be a combination of Magic, but I think it's very interesting how you haven't heard through all these struggles that they've had during the season. You haven't heard one peep out of Rob Pelinka or Jenny Buss, and you ain't heard a word.
No,
nothing, not one thing. And I just think that's very, very interesting. Something else I thought was really interesting. There was a quote that Rondo made a couple of days ago. I think he had played. I think he had 15 points, 5 assists, and something like that with his second game with Cleveland. And he said, it's such a good feeling, such a relief to play with a bunch of guys that want to give maximum effort and some other things that he said. And I was wondering, was he taking a shot at the Lakers, or was he just talking about Cleveland because Cleveland's surging right now? So I just thought that was pretty interesting.
I don't know why the Lakers are even a topic of conversation. I love that they're struggling. I love it.
I think it was a shot at the Lakers.
You think so?
Because I mean, B, you can see in some games it's like they lethargic. They just like half-assness. Some games they definitely don't play defense.
They don't play no defense.
So I think there was a shot at the Lakers as far as like giving maximum effort, because I think Westbrook is probably, and LeBron, some games, are the only guys who are really out there giving maximum effort. Besides, okay, I give Malik Monk because he's trying to play for a contract.
Malik. I think Melo's giving what he's got.
Yeah, so the rest of the guys are older, so they're like, man, we just coast through this shit to the playoffs. Yep. But you got guys like Malik Monk who are playing for a contract. He is giving maximum effort. So I think it was a shot at the Lakers. But what question you got, Hot Dog?
I'm going to save it for a topic for next week.
Okay, that's a bet. We'll make sure you write that in the group
chat.
Absolutely. But anyways, man, we're going to get on about this thing. We appreciate everybody for hanging in and kicking it with us. As always, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you can't sit down and watch the show on your phone, you can also download the Beyond the Game app on your Amazon Fire Stick. Sit down, on there, chill with us, hang with us, and talk to us and see what we got going on there.
If you can like and share silly memes all day, you can like and share our show.
Hey, and there it is, straight from the hood lovely baby's mouth. But we great get on up at this thing. And as always, man, we want you to treat somebody how you want somebody to treat your mama. We at this thing, y'all. Peace.